I'm tired of playing the part. You broke me down. Nothing but marrow and bone. Raw to the core. Should have been spit on the floor. I'm leaving now. Can't take this shit anymore. If you're holding me down, then why am I out of control?
You broke me like, but I'd rather live in the dark. It's my own fault that everything's falling apart. Now you know it's been hard. Sorry for what I've done, but baby, please don't leave, 'cause then I won't have anyone. You gave me love, but I just threw it away. I promise that I'm gonna change, 'cause baby, I need you to stay. I'm feeling hollowed out, tired of living this way. You have my heart, so baby, please don't walk away.
and welcome to my wonderful 6:30 p.m. class. We are going to begin at 6:40. I think 6:40 is good. Pardon the late start. I actually just ran over from across the street from Highland Yoga in the shops in Buckhead. So this is going to be a back-to-back class. I'm excited to teach you guys. So spend the next couple of minutes stretching out your wrist, getting any wiggles out before you're ready. And whenever you feel good and ready to go, meet me in the middle of your mat. Hello guys, and welcome to today's wonderful 6:30 p.m. class. We did run a little bit late today, and thank you so much for your patience. My name is Alyssa Willoughby, and I am the curator and founder of Principal Yoga in San Juan, Puerto Rico. And I will be filming class today in the beautiful Atlanta, Georgia, or AKA my hometown. I am actually at a friend's house right now since I'm playing hopscotch on playing stations or staying places because I will be going to my best friend's wedding. She is getting married this Friday, and I am so excited. So enjoy the views and enjoy this 60-minute multi-style Hatha Vinyasa Ashtanga sequence. We will be going through the Nadi Shodha Pranayama before going into a Hatha Surya Namaskara A, followed by a Ashtanga Surya Namaskara B, going through a long flow of a Vinyasa freestyle. We will be picking and choosing some of our poses, also known as asanas, throughout the Hatha and the Ashtanga sequences, and building a wonderful sequence at the end of it. I will lead you guys through a wonderful Shavasana, where I will let you guys know when it is time to exit out of that. When you guys are ready, I want you to meet me at the middle of your mat. I want you to come down onto the tops of your knees, resting the entire body on top of the shins. I want you to come evenly on top of both left and right and bring the front face of your feet down completely to the floor. I want you to bring all of those toes down evenly onto the mat, and I want you to push the shins into the floor so much that it internally rotates your thighs in toward the hips, and you can actually push the hips up and out of those seating sockets. On your inhale, I want you to lengthen the spine towards the front of the room, really feeling it in the back of your spine. And on your exhale, I want you to push through the tops of those shins, the tops of those knees, and really turning the hips in towards the midline of your body, resting the exterior sides of your hips on the back side of your heels. I want you to lift up tall and proud in your seating pose. I want you to really focus on the bottom last vertebrae of your spine. On each inhale, the bottom of your coccyx will actually go inwards, and on your exhale, it'll make a small movement outwards. When we're inhaling, you want to lift the spine up and out of the seat because of the bottom coccyx is allowing direction in that spine. Lifting up, expanding through the floating ribs, and stacking the shoulders directly on top of the hips will really allow you to pull up and roll those shoulder blades back. Really bring that chest on top of those hips and lift up into the top of the head. I want you to imagine a tiny little string pulling ever so lightly up towards the ceiling on each inhale. I want you to breathe evenly through the left and right side body and really lift this floating ribs out from the belly. On your exhale, I want you to push those shins into the floor, lifting up and out of the spine. And on your exhale, bring the palms down to the knees. I want you to inhale, bring that left knee and that right knee to the outside of the room. I want you to lift up lightly, grabbing the muscles on top of the backs of your shins, and I want you to gently push them to the outside of the room. I want you to sit down in between those legs, coming down completely, bringing the shins towards the left and right side of the mat. Bringing the knees in towards one another, I want you to sit taller up into your seat, opening your hips out externally and lifting up into that spine. If this is uncomfortable for you, please come into a normal seating position, either into a lotus, half lotus, or a crisscross applesauce, hands on your knees. I want you to sit comfortably, pushing the hips and the tailbone into the floor while lifting through the shins by pushing them evenly through the floor as well. On your exhale, I want you to release the tension into the body and sink a little bit deeper. I want you to bring that left palm onto that left knee and bring your attention into your right palm. I want you to bring the index finger and the ring finger, the index finger and the thumb to touch, and spread the 3 fingers out to the side of the hand, out wide. I want you to bring that palm over to the left side of the face, covering that left side nostril with the middle finger. We're coming into a chin mudra on our hand, and we're going to inhale slowly through that right side. We're going to hold at the top for an even duration, and we're going to exhale slowly out that right. We're going to continue this for 5 breaths before we switch our hand over towards that right side of the face. I want you to cover that right nostril gently with that middle finger and exhale slowly out that left. I want you to continue inhalation and exhalation evenly through that left side for 5 rounds before releasing your hand and bringing the index finger and the thumb gently onto the bridge of your nose. I want you to gently pinch and gently pull the skin towards your middle brow. We're going to exhale slowly out of both nostrils evenly and continue this for 5 rounds before we come into our Ujjayi Pranayama, our warrior's breath. When you're ready, I want you to come sitting up tall into your hero's pose. I want you to bring the attention to your right palm and bring that middle finger over to cover the left side nostril gently. I want you to lift up through the body like it weighs absolutely nothing, and inhale, expand through the floating ribs, feeling the cold air coming through that right side nostril. Hold at the top. Keeping those lips closed and bringing the middle diaphragm in towards the midline. I want you to expand out through the left inside rib, really expanding through the rib cage. Keeping the shoulders away from the ears, I want you to exhale slowly out that right side. Inhale, release all the tension in your body, lifting the spine up and out of the hips, dragging the shoulders away from the ears. And exhale slowly out that right, coming into our Nadi Shodha Pranayama. Inhale again, deeply through that right side, keeping the lips touched. Feel the cold air expanding and opening up the top chamber of your lungs. Feel it falling towards the middle and finally surrounding and drowning the bottom quadrants of your lungs. Holding the top of that inhale, I want you to keep that diaphragm in towards the midline of your belly, keeping the shoulder blades away from your ears by dropping in and dragging them down your spine. Exhale slowly out of that right. Inhale deeply through that right side. Hold at the top, sitting tall into your seat. Exhale out. Last and final round, inhale deeply through that right side nostril. And on top of your inhale, I want you to bring the attention back into your palm, and I want you to flip it over towards that right side, exhaling slowly out that left side. Again, inhale deeply through the nose. And exhale out that left side, feeling that cold air really filling at the top of your shoulders, through your collarbones, through the neck. And hold. I want you to inhale from the bottom of the belly, expanding the floating ribs out to the side, pulling the spine up towards the ceiling. And exhale out that left side. 2 more rounds here at your own pace. I really want you to keep those lips closed, and I want you to inhale. Focus on the cold air coming in. Focus on the new space being open in the floating ribs, in the vertebrae, lifting your chin up. And exhale slowly out the left side. Last and final round, inhale through that left. And on the top of that inhale, I want you to hold. I want you to flip that palm over and bring that middle finger over towards that left side nostril. And I want you to exhale slowly out of that right. Inhale deeply through the nose. Hold at the top. And exhale out that right side. 2 more rounds, inhale through that right. Making sure to keep an even inhale, hold, and exhale, hold. And exhale out, releasing the tension in the body, feeling the limbs floating. Inhale last time through that right side. And on your exhale, I want you to release that palm and bring that middle finger, bring the index finger and the thumb gently on top of the bridge of your nose. I want you to push in gently and lift that skin towards the middle eyebrow. Inhale through both of the nostrils. And exhale out. As an alternative motion, bring 2 of the fingers closest to the thumb on the left and right side nose. I want you to put that middle finger right in between where the crease of your nose and your cheek meet. Bring that index finger over right above, and inhale, pull gently to the left and right side. And exhale out. 2 more times, inhale. And exhale out. Inhale. And exhale out. Bring your palms down to the knees. And on your inhale, I want you to gently come up onto the palms, bringing a light weight into the tops of the knees. I want you to stack the shoulders right on top of your wrist, and I want you to bring the feet completely onto the floor. I want you to inhale, rock a little bit forward, rock a little bit back, really feeling the length. Inhale, really stacking onto those knees, stacking onto those wrists. And on your exhale, I want you to come down, pushing that tailbone onto the back of the heels. Rock a little bit to the left, feeling it in those hips and feeling it in the knees, feeling it in the ankles. Rock the entire face of the shin over to the right. And now over to the left. On your next inhale, come back up to tabletop. I want you to bring your feet off of the floor, coming onto your knees, stacking the wrists underneath your shoulders. I want you to rock the ankles over to the left and over to the right. Continue this for 5 rounds, really opening up those knees. Maybe roll out your ankles, but make sure whatever you do it on both sides. Remember, yoga is to join the body, the mind, and the soul or spirit, however you would like to look at it. But we can't do that if we're not practicing on both and even sides of our body. If we're walking around using our right side more than our left, then our body is going to naturally be uneven. When we're going into any pose, I want to make sure that unless we are lifting one of our feet as directed, I want you to push evenly through both feet or both palms. When we're pushing through our palms, I want you to focus on the thumb, the index finger, and the middle finger. This is called the triad of your palm. We're going to push through these 3 fingers and rest the wrist down onto the floor. We're going to use it as a base, not for power. This is going to take away any pains that we can have in a continued practice. Really push that body over, bringing the hips down to the floor. Roll your shoulder blades back and down your spine, coming into a cobra pose. On our exhale, shoot that tailbone back. I want you to bring your forehead down to the mat, and I want you to take this time to set your intention if it is a part of your practice. An intention is a thought that we use as an anchor to keep our mind centered while we are flowing into yoga. It is very easy to get distracted in yoga, so we use the breath to keep the attention of the unconscious mind. Keeping the conscious mind focused on the breath will allow the subconscious mind to focus on whatever it is you are bringing into your practice today. This class is used for your time. I am only here to demonstrate asanas, poses, or sequences that you may have never tried before or want to practice. I want you to be kind and listen to your body during the 60 minutes. If something is not calling to you today, please practice and become creative in your own flow. If you have questions, please reach out to me after this class, and I'd be happy to work with you on whatever it is that you're working through. Inhale, setting your intention, and if you don't have one, simply focus on being present here on this mat. The 4 corners of whatever you're practicing on today is your safe zone. I want you to use this mat as a reason to create new space in your body. Be kind, be creative, and when you're ready, I want you to breathe deeply through the chest, feeling the body up completely, lifting the spine up to the ceiling. And our exhale, I want you to fall down, bringing the chest to the floor. On your next inhale, ripple forward, coming into a tabletop. I want you to push through the triad of your hands and on through the tops of your feet, resting the entire face of the shin onto the floor. I want you to inhale, bring the top of your chest down to the floor. I want you to tuck your tailbone back, bring your shoulder blades back and down your spine, and roll your chest up to the front of the room. I want you to keep your gaze or your drishti up out in front of the nose or up to the ceiling. I want you to be kind to the front of the chest and feel the openness through the shoulder blades as they pull back behind you, and you rest the entire belly down evenly onto the floor. On your exhale, we're going to shoot that spine up and back, coming into our cat pose. Pushing through the triad of our palms evenly. I want you to push the feet into the floor so much that you lift your knees off a little bit onto the mat. Bring your knees in towards one another slightly to really bring an even surface on the tops of those shins. On your inhale, I want you to drag that belly down, coming into our cat pose. On our exhale, shoot it back. 2 more rounds here, coming into our cat pose or cow pose, really dragging that stomach down to the floor, opening up a little bit in the shoulders to give space for that chest to roll down and up, pushing evenly through both palms. Don't lock your elbows. I want you to bring a light bend so much you could come down into a puppy pose if need be. And on your exhale, shoot it back, coming into a cat pose. Last and final round, inhale, cow, bringing that chest down to the floor, bringing the shoulder blades to show to the front of the mat. And our exhale, shoot it back into our cat pose. Really pushing evenly through all of your limbs. I want you to ripple the entire spine up. I want you to focus on the back lumbar, reaching up towards the back, maybe dragging your tailbone to the back of your heels. Really elongating in the arms. And on your inhale, I want you to ripple back into your tabletop. On your exhale, I want you to push the feet so far hard into the floor that it lifts your knees up and off of the mat. I want you to stack your shoulders on top of your wrist, bring the cat-like back into this pose, and really feel the activation in the back side of your body. Really pushing through on your exhale, push the feet into the floor even more, coming over those toes, bringing the heels down to the mat. I want you to push through the triad of our palms evenly. I want you to tuck the pelvis back, and I want you to bring the tailbone forward. I want you to drag the top of the chest towards the front of the thighs and push evenly through your triad of your hand. I want you to bring the shoulder blades away from the ears by dragging them evenly down your back and bringing them to touch behind you. Keeping your gaze, your drishti in between the tops of your thighs. I want you to inhale, push the floor away through the palms, and on your exhale, sink those heels down deeper into the floor. Now, if your heels don't go all the way down to the floor, that's totally okay. Bring a light bend into your knees and simply bring the top of the chest closer towards the tops of the thighs. Remember to keep those shoulder blades evenly behind you and away from the ears, and push that chest closer. On your exhale, slowly bring the heels closer to the floor or as close as you can. Inhale, lifting up off of those heels, dragging that chest towards the front of the thigh. Exhale loudly out of the mouth, bringing those heels down to the floor. 3 more rounds here, lifting only the heels up, dragging the chest towards the tops of the thighs. And exhale, bring those heels down to the floor. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale, lifting the heels up. Exhale loudly out of the mouth. Last and final round, inhale through that nose. And exhale loudly out of the mouth. We will now begin our Ujjayi Pranayama, our warrior's breath. We are going to inhale through the nose, bringing the lips to touch, closing the lips and restricting the back of the throat. We're going to force the air out through the constriction of the throat to create a wave-like ocean sound. Inhale deeply through the nose, pulling the top of the head closer towards the floor and bringing the gaze or drishti towards the tops of the thighs. Exhaling out of the nose, I want you to bring the lips to touch, constrict the back of the throat, and create the heat through your belly, traveling up the throat, through the diaphragm, and out through the nasal cavity. Again, inhale through the nose. Ujjayi Pranayama out. Take 2 more rounds of breath here on your own practice to really bring your attention and focus to this breath. We will be using this breath for the remainder of our class. This will be going to a breath to movement. On each inhale, opening into an asana, and on each exhale, exiting that same asana. I will demonstrate each sequence before we go through it, but remember just to be kind to your body. Try and focus on your breath, and if you need to go slower than me during this practice, this time is for you. On your next inhale, pushing the floor away through the triad of our palms and bringing that chest closer towards the thighs. I want you to come up onto your toes, bringing them to touch in the middle of your mat. Inhale, slowly tiptoe up to meet your palms at the top of your mat. I want you to fold the entire body over the front side of your legs. I want you to push the weight into the heels, or into the toes and out of the heels. I want you to lift and up out of the heels so much that you actually come over the tops of your toes, using your palms as base points to keep you from going over the top of your body. On your exhale, I want you to sink your heels back down and bring that chest closer towards the floor. On your inhale, I want you to push your palms into the shins, coming into a halfway lift. And on your exhale, forward fold. I want you to bring the top of the head down to the floor and drag the chest closer towards the tops of the legs. I want you to drag your shoulders down your back, coming to touch behind you, and pull the chest forward. On your exhale, release all of air out and feel the entire body sink deeper into this pose. Inhale, halfway lift, coming into an Ardha Uttanasana, pushing the shins into, or the palms into the shins. And on our exhale, forward fold, last time. Remember, keeping those shoulder blades down the back, dragging the chest closer. And on your exhale, release the body down. On your inhale, bring the attention into the four corner points of your feet. This is going to be your big toe, your pinky, and two in the back of the heel. I want you to inhale, slowly roll up, stacking vertebrae on top of vertebrae, tucking your tailbone under, really drawing the muscles up the thighs and standing evenly through the left and right foot. I want you to roll your shoulder blades up and back down your spine and bring your palms to touch behind you. I want you to push evenly through the four corner points of your feet, leaning the weight into the heels, tuck that tailbone under, and push through the left and right outer side of both feet. I want you to lift the spine up and out of the hips. Ooh. I want you to roll your shoulder blades up and down your spine, keeping your gaze or drishti up to the sky. I want you to bring your palms to touch behind you. And on your exhale, I want you to slowly bring the chest towards the ceiling and bring those arms down behind you, coming into a Hatha Uttanasana. Coming back up to center. Exhale, forward fold, keeping the same arms, bringing them to touch the front of the room, lifting them up to the ceiling and allowing gravity to gently bring them back. Exhale all the air out, letting the chest sink closer to the floor. Inhale, bring your palms down. Coming back up into standing Samasthiti, our equal standing pose. We'll now begin our Hatha Surya Namaskara. There are 12 primary poses of our Hatha Surya Namaskara. They go as such. We will always begin in Samasthiti in any Surya Namaskara that we do. Samasthiti is where we stand equally through both of our feet, bringing the spine up tall out of the hips and really dragging the fingers down to the floor. I want you to pull the shoulders away down from the ears, coming to touch behind you, and lift the spine out through the top of your head, bringing the chin parallel to the chest. I want you to bring the diaphragm into your floating ribs and bring the floating ribs out wide to the left and right side of the room. Inhale, really lifting the chest up. And on our exhale, we're going to sink down deeper to our Samasthiti. I will now demonstrate the 12 poses of the Hatha Surya Namaskara. If you would like to practice with me, feel free, and if not, please pay attention. We will begin in our Samasthiti, our equal standing pose. On our inhale, we're going to bring our palms into prayer pose, lifting up into a Hatha Uttanasana. We're going to stand tall into our Samasthiti foundation, and we are going to bring our back towards the back room. Coming up, we're going to forward fold. We're going to bring the palms down, bring that left foot to the back of the room, coming into our Ashtanaga Vinyasa or our equestrian pose. We're going to scissor our legs together, really bringing the entire top of that left shin onto the floor, pushing all of our toes down evenly into the back of the mat. We're going to drag that right hip back. We're going to pull that left hip forward, and we're going to stack that right knee directly on top of that right ankle. We're going to push through the floor, through that foot and through that shin, scissoring our legs together and lifting up and out of our pose. Now, you can either keep your palms right outside of your foot, but I want you to drag that chest up the thigh, coming and bringing your shoulder blades to touch behind you, and really drag that chest up towards the ceiling. The other variation we can go into is bringing your palms out to the left and right side of your hips. Now, remembering to keep that scissoring motion into your legs, I want you to sit up tall, tuck that tailbone under, and lift that chest up to the ceiling while keeping a squared foundation in your hips. The other variation is a full extension of our equestrian pose. We're going to lift our arms up, lifting the spine up and out of the hips. And our exhale, we're going to scissor our legs and bring that body towards the back. Coming back up, bringing our palms down, bring that right foot to the back of the mat, pushing the tailbone back, sinking the heels into the mat, coming into a mountain pose. We're going to inhale, ripple over, coming into a Plankasana for for a preparation before dropping into our Namaskarasana, our 4-point salute. We're going to come down to our toes, our knees, our chest, and our chin, lifting up and keeping our gaze up to the ceiling. Roll over the body, dragging the weight over and bringing the chest up to the sky. Now we're going to keep our feet down onto the floor. This is a little bit different than our chaturanga, or than our upward facing dog, where we're actually pushing our feet into the floor so much that our legs lift off of the floor. In a cobra pose, we're going to leave the entire legs, front side of the legs on the floor. We're going to push through the tops of the hips evenly, the front top of the hips evenly, and really drag that chest up towards the ceiling. On our exhale, we're going to shoot that tailbone back. And we're going to bring our left foot forward, bringing that right foot back, coming into an equestrian pose on that left side, scissoring the legs in towards one another. Drag that right hip back, or that right hip forward, and pull that left hip back. Tuck the tailbone under and lift the spine up and out of the hips. I want you to roll the shoulder blades back and down your spine, and I want you to lift your arms up or keep them down by your foot or outside your hips. On your exhale, I want you to bring your palms down, bring that right foot up to the sky, coming into a standing split. On your exhale, bring that foot down next to the left. I want you to halfway lift. I want you to exhale, forward fold. And I want you to inhale, root to rise, sweeping both arms up, coming into a Hasta Uttanasana, standing tall in your foundation, pushing through the outside of the left and right side of the foot. Tuck that tailbone under, lift the spine up and out. On your exhale, bring the head back evenly with the shoulders first. Standing up tall, really stretching through the back side of your shoulders. And exhale, come back up, palms down into prayer pose. And then finally into our Samasthiti. We will perform the Hatha Surya Namaskara for 5 rounds before going into our Ashtanaga Surya Namaskara. Take 2 rounds of breath here, really rolling out any loosey-goosey bits before we begin our next sequence. Okay, well, apparently carbonation or soda does not belong in a camel pack, and that is okay. Well, the more we know. Okay, I will be right back. I'm actually going to turn the lights off too so you guys can enjoy the beautiful sunset here in Atlanta, Georgia. When you are ready, meet me at the top of your mat. Toes together, heels slightly apart, pushing down in the 4 corner points of your foot. Oh, that's going to be fun. Well, that's all right. We'll deal with it later. Pushing down in the 4 corner points of our feet. I want you to stand up tall in your Samasthiti, pulling the fingers down to the floor. Inhale, root to rise, sweeping our arms up, tucking our tailbone under, and our exhale, bring the back backwards, evenly keeping the shoulders by the ears, really stretching the entire left and right side of your back, down the back, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, just for good measure. And on our exhale, I want you to put your palms down, bring that left foot to the back, coming into our equestrian pose. On this right side, I want you to inhale, lifting the arms up or keeping them by your foot or by your hips, scissoring your legs together, tucking that tailbone under, and really lifting that spine up and out of the hips. On your exhale, sink that body back. Inhale, come back up. Bring those palms down. Bring that right foot to meet the left in the back of the mat. And exhale, push back into our mountain pose. I want you to ripple the spine over, bringing the weight of the body on the wrist. And your exhale, come into our Namaskarasana, our 4-point salute. Inhale, bring the body over the wrist, coming up into a cobra pose. And our exhale, shoot it back. Inhale, lift up that left foot, bringing it forward in between your hands, coming into equestrian pose on that left side. Coming into a variation 1, 2, or 3. Lift that spine up and out of those hips, scissoring those legs together. And our exhale, bring it back, or simply bring your chest to the front of the ceiling. On our exhale, come down, bring that right foot up into a standing split. On your exhale, bring that foot down next to the left, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold for good measure. Dragging that chest towards the front by bringing the shoulder blades down your back. And inhale, ripple up, coming into a Hatha Uttanasana. Tuck that tailbone under, stand in all 4 corner points of our feet, and simply come back. Coming back up, palms down into prayer, and then finally into our Samasthiti, our equal standing pose. Inhale, prayer pose, lifting the arms up, Hatha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. Palms down, left foot back, equestrian on that right side, scissoring those legs together, lifting up into a variation 1, 2, or 3. Lifting up and out of those hips, dragging that right hip back, pulling that left hip forward, bring the back. Bring the arms down, right foot back, coming into a mountain pose. Inhale, coming over on top of those wrists. Bring down into a Namaskarasana. Roll the body over, coming into a cobra pose. And exhale, shoot it back. Inhale, lift that left foot up, bring it in between your feet, drop it down into an equestrian pose on that right side. Drag that left hip back, pull that left hip forward, tuck that tailbone under, and really push through the shin of that right foot, lifting up and out of the hips. And your exhale, come back. Palms down, left foot up, standing split. Exhale, foot down, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. Hatha Uttanasana, coming back behind, or keeping your palms out right on top of the back, left and right side of your hip. Bring your fingers down facing the floor and push the shoulder or the hands into the shins, into the hips to bring your elbows to touch behind you. Exhale, push the palms into the hips and relax the back behind you. Coming back up, palms down to chest, and Samasthiti. 2 more rounds of our Hatha Surya Namaskara. Inhale, palms to chest, prayer pose. Root to rise, sweeping our arms up. Exhale, Hatha Uttanasana. Uttanasana. Ardha Uttanasana. Palms down, left foot back. Ashtanaga, or equestrian pose. Variation 1, 2, or 3. Remember to scissor the legs together. Square those hips off. And our exhale, palms down, right foot back, mountain pose. Coming over, putting the weight of the body over the wrist. Coming into our Namaskarasana, bringing the weight into the toes, the heels, the chest, and the chin. Ripple the weight over, coming up into our cobra pose. And our exhale, push it back. Lift that left foot up, coming into our equestrian pose on that left side. Drop that right knee down, lifting up tall and proud in your equestrian pose. Remember to drag that hip back, that left hip back, pull that right hip forward, tuck that tailbone under, and lift up tall and proud in your equestrian pose. Keeping that left ankle right underneath that left knee. I want you to lift up evenly through the shoulders. And on your exhale, bring your arms down. Bring that little right foot up into a standing split. And exhale, foot down, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, sweeping both arms up above the top. Exhale, Hatha Uttanasana. Inhale, back up. Palms down to chest. And Samasthiti. Last round, inhale, prayer pose. Pushing the palms in the middle of your chest. Rolling your shoulder blades back and down your spine. Inhale, Follow your palms with your gaze up to reach tall above you. Bring your palms out to shoulders distance and push down firmly through the four corner points of your feet. Imagine you're holding a beach ball or the sun or moon in your palms. Force your palms together to gently hold it in between. Inhale, lifting the shoulders, spine out of the hips. I want you to exhale. Continue watching the sun or moon. Tuck that tailbone under and fall back. Exhale, come back up. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, jump, step. Just kidding. Bring that left foot back. Equestrian pose on that right side. Lifting up and out of those hips. Bring your arms up into a variation 3 if you haven't tried it yet. Scissor those legs together. Tuck that tailbone under. Lift the spine up and bring the body back evenly. Palms down, right foot back, mountain pose. Push the palms away through the mat, sinking the heels down deeper to the floor. Inhale, bringing the chest towards the thighs. And on our exhale, sink those heels down deeper to the floor. Inhale, left foot up, coming into an equestrian pose on that left side, bringing that right shin and knee foot down onto the tops of that mat. I want you to scissor your legs together, dragging that left hip back, pulling that right hip forward, and tucking that tailbone under. Inhale, lifting the arms up and out, lifting the spine out of the hips. And on your exhale, come into a variation 3. Coming back to center, bring that left foot up into a standing split. Dragging that chin in towards the chest, bringing that forehead closer towards the top of the shin. Kicking through the heel, square your hips off by pointing the toes down to the floor. Now point your toes to the ceiling and kick through that heel a little bit harder. On your inhale, bring that foot down, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, sweeping both arms up. Tuck that tailbone under, lift up out of those feet. On your exhale, Hasta Uttanasana. Coming back up to center, palms to chest, and palms into Samasthiti. Take 3 rounds of breath here before we move into our Ashtanga Hatha Surya Namaskara. Okay, I have to charge this. up to the sky. On our exhale, we're going to forward fold. We're going to bring that right foot back. We're going to lift that right foot up, coming into a one-legged or three-legged downward facing dog. We're going to bring that knee into the nose and exhale, kick it back. We're going to bring that knee into the nose again. We're going to drop it down. Drop it down, coming into a gentler reset. We're going to inhale upward. And our exhale, we're going to downward. On our inhale, we're going to bring that left foot up to the sky. Bring that knee to nose. Kick it back. Inhale, bring that foot forward. Drop it down, coming into a 90-degree bend on that left foot. We're going to bring that right foot out. I don't think you guys can hear me at all. You probably can't. That is such a shame. I don't think... Oh, you poor things. I don't even know if you guys can hear me, but we're going to sing. Alright, sure, we're going to try that now. But we're going to bring that right foot forward, coming into a warrior bear trap, so one on the left side. We're going to lift the spine up and out of the hips. And our exhale, we're going to bring the palms down, left foot back, chaturanga, upward facing. And our exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to stay here for 5 rounds of breath, pushing through the palms and pushing our heels back to the mat. Inhale, lengthening the spine, top of the head closer towards the floor. I want you to kick that tailbone to the back of the room. Inhale, I want you to halfway lift, jump step, halfway lift to Ardha Uttanasana. And our exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach your eyes, sweep both arms up to touch above us. And our exhale, palms to chest. And palms down into our Samastha TT. Inhale, reach your eyes, sending our arms up, coming into Uttanasana. Standing tall, prayer pose, and Samastha TT. We'll now begin 5 rounds of the Hatha Namaskara. Inhale, palms to chest. Inhale, reach your eyes, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, jump step, walk both feet. Upward facing. And exhale, downward facing. Inhale, right foot up, bringing it into a warrior one on that right side. And our exhale, palms down, right foot up, and our exhale, palms down, left foot up, and exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, jump step, walk both feet to the front of the mat. Halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach your eyes, sweep both arms up, and exhale, Uttanasana chair pose. And inhale, stand up tall, palms to chest. And Samastha TT. Our eagle standing pose. Inhale, come up, sit down, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, palms down. And exhale down. Bring that right foot back, coming into a one-legged or three-legged downward facing dog variation. Upward facing. And exhale, downward facing. Inhale, lift that left foot up. Warrior one. Damn, that's a big ass spider. And coming into warrior one on this left side. Exhale, palms down. Left foot back. Oh Jesus, please don't eat me. Let's see if I can fix it. Okay, we are going to try this one more time. I am terribly sorry about the horrible audio today, but I am going to be bringing you guys into our early Shavasana. I don't want to leave you guys hanging on a good rest after this wonderful workout. But when you guys are ready, I want you to come down onto the mat. I want you to rest your entire backside body nicely on the floor. I want you to inhale, bringing the entire body onto the ground, feeling the weight of your head resting on the floor, rocking it to the left, rocking it to the right. I want you to inhale deeply, really filling up the entire body. And on your exhale, I want you to sink the entire weight down onto the floor. I want you to rest your body completely down. I want you to close your eyes. Take 2 rounds of breath here, really filling all of the weight in the body. Feel the openness you've just created in this 16-minute multi-style class. Feel the way that your breath moves now versus how you began this class. Feel how your body tingles, how it pulsates. Feel how the breath is more free to flow. Exhale loudly out of the mouth, bringing the tongue down to the chin. Again, inhale deeply through the nose. And loud exhale out of the mouth, bringing the tongue to the chin. Last and final round, inhale deeply through the nose. Hold at the top. I want you to inhale a little bit more. A little bit more. A little bit more. And when you can't hold any more, I want you to release the air out, forcefully bringing that tongue to the bottom of the chin. On your next inhale, I want you to make it the biggest one yet. Now I want you to hold the top. I want you to begin clenching your entire body, starting out at the farthest tips of your fingers and toes, clenching your feet, your palms, your shins, your forearms, your biceps, the tops of your thighs, clenching the entire front side of your body, your back, clenching your ears, your face, your nose, your lips, clenching, clenching, clenching. And when you feel like you can't hold the clenching anymore, I want you to release the air, release the tension out loudly through the mouth, and feel the entire weight of the body falling onto the floor. I want you guys to use this time as your own for the next 5 to 6 minutes. I want you to stay focused on your breath and let the mind go where it wants to go. I will let you know when we are exiting our Shavasana, but for the meantime, I want you to rest your entire body onto the floor. I want you to remove the wrinkles from your forehead, from your lips, from your palms and your toes. Relax the hips down and feel your body tingling, starting from the toes, traveling up the legs. Feel the sense of numbness covering the hips and the back, wrapping the chest in a warm blanket and wrapping down your arms like warm sleeves on a cold day. Imagine the tingling and the sensation coming around your neck before covering your face and wrapping the back of your head like a warm hand. I want you to feel safe in this vibration and the energy within your body. On your inhale, I want you to feel the energy growing out lightly from the center of your body. On your exhale, watch and feel this energy come closer in towards the center. Continue this for the next 4 minutes. Let your mind go where it wants to go. Don't question, don't judge, and don't get stuck. Watch your subconscious thoughts and the images in your head like a TV screen. Simply watch. Shavasana yogis. For what it's worth, it's never too late, or in my case, too early to be whoever you want to be. There's no time limit. Stop whenever you want. You can change or stay the same. There are no rules to this thing. You make the best or the worst of what it is. I hope you make the best of it. And I hope you see things that startle you. I hope you feel things you never felt before. I hope you meet people with a different point of view. I hope you live a life you're proud of. I hope you find that you're not. I hope you have the courage to start all over again. That is my wish for you. Comfort on difficult days, smiles when sadness intrudes, rainbows to follow the clouds, laughter to kiss your lips, sunsets to warm your heart, hugs when spirits sag, beauty for your eyes to see, friendships to brighten your being, faith so that you can believe.